Ah, how sweet it is. Just sitting, just breathing, just being present, attentive, aware, mindful, rather mindless. Imaho. Way to go. Enjoy the joy and buoyance. Ride the cresting wave of nowness awareness. Natural meditation. All good. Kuntazampo. The primordial Buddhist sang, Kuntazampo sang, the whole universe, my body, all beings, my heart, mind. Imaho. All included, all complete, each complete. Imaho. Way to go. Thank you. Rejoice. Celebrate. Don't celebrate. Imaho. I love it. If you need to, take a breath, revive the corpse of natural awareness, of presence of mind, incandescent presence, lucid, senseless openness, open and aware, openness and awareness inseparable, lucid, luminous, transparent, translucent, transreal essence. Enjoy the joy of nowness meditation. Dzogchen. Great perfection. All good. Assuming you receive come to Zambao. Oh. Oh, mani padme hori. Oh, mani padme hori. Oh, mani padme hori. Oh, mani padme hum. Mani padme hum. Mani padme hum. Oh, mani padme hori. Oh, Mani Padme Hum. I'm just a great compassion, unconditional love. Oh, Mani Padme Hum. Oh, my mantra 3 on the mantra page. Oh, Mani Padme Hum. Oh, Mani Padme Hum. Oh, Mani Padme Hum. Oh, Mani Padme Hum. Om 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 Mani Padme Hum. Homage to unconditional love and compassion, joy equal to all. Love is the way, the truth, and the life, the light by which we see and are seen, guided and guide. Happy New Year, everyone. I have a little New Year's message here. Trudy Goodman and Jack Cornfield, senior Buddhist teachers in California, sent it to me. I added a few things on. I want to read it out here. Happy New Year to you. Oh, wrong message. They're asking for directions. Anybody want directions? Spiritual direction? Oh, yeah. Oh, here's a message from Untitled Rinpoche. Thank you very much. Good New Year. Visit soon. Love. Untitled. Okay. You could look him up online. He's a wonderful teacher. Where is this message from Trudy and Jack? It's an important one. I definitely want to tell you, share it with you. Okay. Om Shanti Om. Welcome to Flight 2022. We are prepared to take off into the new year, Zog Jempas, Zog Chanauts. Roll them Zogies. Yeah. Please make sure, you can see a few additions here. Please make sure your attitude is secure. Elevate your attitude and your seat is aligned and in an upright position. All self-destructive thoughts should be turned off at this time. Negativity, hurt, discouragement can be put away. Should we lose altitude under pressure during the flight? Reach up and pull down a prayer. Once your faith is activated, you can assist other passengers, and you naturally will. There will be no baggage allowed on this flight. We're traveling light, so light up and enlightened up. Hey, we're cleared for takeoff. Imaho, Happy New Year. Wow, no baggage. Starting afresh. Even right now, we can start again. Perhaps the New Year's a couple days old and you're already having second thoughts about your resolutions, if you made any, or about how the new year's starting, you fall back into your old habits. Why? Most memory is extra baggage. Nowness awareness is the ultimate therapy. Check it out. There's no past or future in now, in nowness, in pure presence. Even present is relative to past and future. Without that, there just is isness, suchness, tathagata garbe in Sanskrit, in Buddhism. Just being, isness, aligned. Let's practice applied Dharma this year, applied on ourselves and each other in our lives. Applied right now. Simply apply and let it dry. Play that music as slow as paint dries, as they say in the South. Watch the paint dry. Oh, yeah. And enjoy the show. It's the best show, the only show in town right now. One's own experience. Imaho. And what a beautiful day it is here. Sunday, alive, together, breathing, co-meditating, intermeditating, interbeing, enjoying the spirit, elevating our attitude, feeling the pains of the world, but not being overwhelmed by it, taking a breath and starting again, focusing, present, attentive, complete, aligned with oneself. It's now or never, friends, as always. Check it out. Does anybody have any questions or sharing for the new year? Please. Every day is a Sabbath. Every day is New Year, actually. You know, this is only 2022 in the Western calendar, so-called Gregorian calendar. It's the year 5,200 and something in the Hebrew calendar. In the Tibetan calendar, it's the, I already forgot what, iron bird year or something. There's always an element, an animal, etc. in the 60-year century cycle, the Chinese or Tibetan calendar. The time is so relative, but nowness can be counted on. Divine time, as the Christian mystics call it, intersecting human time, sequential, horizontal human time, divine time, the fourth fraction of the three times, past, present, and future, the fourth time, the timeless time, nowness. I've written about this in Buddhist Standard Time. Check it out. If you think, well, Buddhist books are starting to sound the same, look it up. There's something there. It's not in any other books in English about Shicha, fourth time, nowness, awareness, etc. The Dzogchen and Mahamudra teaching about nowness, awareness, the fourth time, Shicha. Any questions, please? I'm not hearing you, Kelly. I don't know if everybody is or not.
There we go.
That's it.
Sorry about that. Yes, thank you.
No biggie.
So Glenda says, thank you for your teachings. I would not be walking the beam now without you.
On the beam, as always.
On the beam.
It's not a high wire act. I mean, on the light, on the right direction, on the beam, part of the beam, just beaming along.
And Kristen has a question. She asks, what can we do to uplift ourselves with the coming new year?
Good question. Well, I'm here at Mirabai Bush's house in Western Mass overnight, and she was just telling me last night that there have been a lot of studies lately about wellness, happiness, how to be happy, wellness, and so on. Not just health, but wellness, a more holistic approach, including body and energy and spirit and mind and heart and soul and relations. And there are four important factors, four main things that contribute to wellness on various levels. Eating well, meaning, the right way for yourself. Sleeping well and resting as well as working. Having friends and family or family. And then there was the fourth one. Something. Who can remember? Google it. So if you get the idea, so just there, it's not nothing. Checking into our health and lifestyle habits is so important, and doing what needs to be done, not to mention our spiritual health and well-being and our family and relational health and well-being. And yes, even our vocational or financial, work life and health and well-being. That's funny. There were only four. It was so easy to remember. And I even added a few, since we were talking.
Well, so, you know how you like your threes, so that's appropriate.
Well, maybe three is enough. Maybe even one of them would be enough. But I'm gonna say to Kristen, since you asked a sincere question, a little more, pointed answer. One could cultivate or practice. There's so many words for these things. Develop, try to develop, work on, focus on. So one could cultivate a particular cardinal virtue or Panacean virtue or transformative practice or the character ideals, like the paramitas I'm translating, the paramitas. Why not start with the first? Generosity and gratitude. And see what that means. Joseph Goldstein, pioneering Buddhist teacher here in America of mindfulness and loving kindness with Sharon Salzberg and Jack Kornfield. Joseph says, whenever he thinks of giving something, he just does it, even though second thoughts arise. So I wouldn't go overboard with that, but it's a good practice. Not withholding. Non-attachment really is the ultimate form of generosity. If you think about outer behavior, inner attitude, and secretly what it really is non-attachment, which implies contentment or peace, inner peace. So you could cultivate one of the character virtues like generosity. I'm just picking that one because it comes first and it's easy to talk about. The fifth one is meditation, mindfulness, contemplation, concentration, etc. Samadhi. That's one you could, concentrate on. I'm just picking them. My book, Buddha's as Buddha Does, the 10 Transformative Practices, is all about these, and there's a big chapter on each of these. Anyway, if you picked one paramita virtue, one Panacean virtue, and worked on it, study, read about it if you like, ask questions about it, read some stories about it, practice it yourself, get it going, ramp it up. They say it generates a lot of positivity and abundance. It generates good karma. It generates an accumulation of merits that's necessary for good karma, for having what we need to fulfill the promise of the spiritual path on practical levels. Virtue is its own reward, but virtue also improves all our relations, no doubt. Good question, Kristen, very practical. Just pick one thing to work on. Don't be overly ambitious. I'm the one that keeps the lists. You don't have to. People used to ask the Lama and ask the rabbi. Now they ask Google. So it's all there if you want it. But it's good to pick on one thing and work on it. Kelly,
Yes,
what
Lama.
would you do to elevate yourself and raise your gaze and elevate your angle of attack, as they call it in flight school? Elevate your attitude. Anything come to mind? You're a mother and a workshop leader and, etc. Meditation teacher.
What I've been focusing on is self-love. So the more I'm soft and tender and loving with myself, the easier everything else around me becomes. The things that normally trigger me are less triggering.
You should get a gong for that. I couldn't hear what you said. What was it? The more you're self-loving, the easier everything else becomes.
The more love and compassion I show myself, the more love and compassion I have for everything and everyone around me. And so in a moment when I'm feeling triggered or irritated or down, I try to drop into a softness and tenderness for me to see where is that coming from. It's not really outside of me, it's inside of me, and it's just mirroring to me. This person or this situation is mirroring something that's already inside of me. And so I just try to soften into that, whether it's a breath in the moment or.
That's beautiful.
And if I can remember to do that more often than not, things get easier. I'm not trying to control everything around me or anyone around me.
Ram Dass used to say, and 50 years ago, before books on self-compassion and self-love were all around and workshops on it, he used to say, be kind to yourself. Why are you such a perfectionist? I mean, feel free to be a perfectionist if you can accept the implications and results of the ever-rising bar that you can never quite meet. Yes, self-love and compassion. How can you accept others if you can't accept yourself? There's a wonderful book. I know I'm always recommending books, but I'm a book person. No doubt there's a TED Talk on it and a YouTube and a podcast called Self-Compassion with a hyphen by Christopher somebody. Name went out of my head. Look it up. It was a small bestseller. Excellent book. Self-compassion. Any other questions? We have a few seconds left.
See any other questions?
That's good.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
Maybe. No, that was just a thank you. Thank you.
You're very welcome, darling. I want to invite you all and remind you and invite you all to come together if you wish next Saturday. We're having a day-long retreat, virtual. Still trying here at the Dzogchen Center to find a way to have in-person retreats and gatherings, but with the Omicron virus on the rise and other protocols and uncertainties, hard to book it right now, but looking forward to that. So next Saturday, I think it's January 9th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., I believe, is a one-day, let's call it meditation retreat. I'm trying to remember the name of it. It's something like finding yourself, being yourself, or eye to eye, or I'm filling in till Kelly looks it up. And
I've got it here.
Gets it out.
Welcoming the new year by practicing compassion in action.
I was close.
Awakening the mind, opening the heart, and compassion in action.
Oh, and here I was prepared for a whole different subject about self-knowledge and self-inquiry. Oh, I better get to work on this compassion in action. I know, I'll ask Mirabai Bush for some ideas. She wrote the book on compassion in action with Ram Dass called Compassion in Action. And she's right here. I've known her since 1971 in India. we were even at the same college at University of Buffalo in 68, 69, 70 before she went to India. She was a graduate student then. And I went to India then a year later. Mirabai Bush, she's a wonderful woman of wisdom. She's taught at our retreats. And even one of these Sundays, I think, substituting for me. Yes, we love and appreciate her. We love and appreciate all the women of wisdom and of all genders, of course. There's no gender in the ultimate. So, Kelly, you have anything you want to say? We seem to have a few more minutes.
Well, I
I
have
could
one.
tell some jokes that I just made up. Go ahead.
Well, how about my question would be, Lama, how do you practice with self-love and compassion? How do you work with that for yourself?
Oh, I can't do that. But never mind. I have some jokes that I made up at the holidays at different tables.
Okay.
And I know all of you, I'm looking around, I'm sure all of you have heard, what did the Dalai Lama say to the pizza guy? Maybe you've heard, what did the Dalai Lama say to the hot dog vendor? So I'm not going to tell that again, even though I've added on some extra innings to the joke. But here's a joke that I just made up. You may, again, feel like you're familiar with it and go, anyway, I'm going to inflict it on you. I mean, share it with you. It's original, an original Surya Das cartoon. Are you ready? Are you ready, Kelly?
I'm ready.
Because I know you're a very philosophical kind of sky dancer. Why
You
did
always
the
light
Dalai
me up.
Lama? Are you interrupting me when I'm expounding the Holy Dharma? Why did the Dalai Lama cross the road?
Why, Lama?
I'm leaving a pregnant pause here for Jonathan Frank and the Island Mons I see over there and others to think about it. Terry Lang, I'm sure she's got some ideas. Why did the Dalai Lama cross the road? To cross the partisan divide.